If you grew up through the 2000s and were as internet pilled as me, then you might remember early YouTube. We all saw videos such as tutorials with Dreamscape playing in the background, YouTube poops that are still somehow very entertaining to this day, and screamers that quickly made me lose trust in the internet. Still appreciate it, guys. But it was during this period that I've stumbled across videos for a game that seemed unique to me. A game where just watching it, the possibilities seemed endless. A game that would reshape my whole personality and make me the person that I am today. Okay, why am I even hyping this up? It's Garry's Mod. It's always Garry's Mod on this channel. God. Yes, YouTube was where I first discovered Garry's Mod, and this was likely how you first discovered it too. Whether it's content creators using the game to make machinimas, animations, or even let's play videos, the versatility of Gmod is what drew us 2000s kids in, and we all ate it up. In my opinion, the rise of YouTube is a major contributing factor for why Gmod became the most successful sandbox game ever. Now, in 2024, with the game now clearly starting to show its age, we can all look back at the nostalgic videos that these content creators made back then, reminisce about the memories made, and think, wow. What the hell happened to them? Throughout the years, Gmod YouTubers have adapted to the ever-changing YouTube landscape in varying ways. Some of them still make content on Gmod, just in a more modernized aspect, and some of them have branched out to other games. But then there are a select few creators that have just stopped uploading. But why? Why suddenly abandon a successful channel and leave thousands, even millions of fans in complete darkness? Well, that's what I hope to answer today with these 4 Gmod YouTubers, but first, some ground rules, just so we're all on the same page. We're going to be talking about channels that have completely stopped uploading, not channels that still upload but don't make Gmod content anymore. I'm not gonna spend 10 minutes explaining why Vanoss Gaming barely uploads Gmod content anymore, because the reason will be super mundane. Furthermore, I chose to exclude YouTubers that have stopped uploading for fairly obvious reasons. Regrettably, this does mean that I can't include Kitty0706 in the list, a Gmod machinima maker that passed away from leukemia. I might do a future video dedicated to him, but if you do want to learn more about Kitty0706 and his legacy, then I've linked 2 videos in the description that I highly recommend watching. Rest in peace though, man. Alright, now that I've cleared everything up, let us delve into the topic at hand and answer the question, what happened to these Gmod YouTubers?
Gravity Cat not amused.
DasBoSchitt is a Gmod machinima maker, animator, and fellow Malo 7 enjoyer. He would start his channel off by uploading Let's Play videos, but very soon after, he would upload the first episode of his most popular series, the Gmod Idiot Box. The Gmod Idiot Box is essentially just a series of skits that feature characters from a variety of franchises. For the first ever episode, yeah, obviously there isn't much to it, but as the series progresses, you can see it gradually improve more and more. Whether it's the animations becoming more fluid or the jokes landing much more consistently. It isn't all just lol random humor either. There are overarching storylines in these episodes too, such as the rivalry and subsequent team-up between Chuckles the Cheat and Dr. Hacks, or the absolutely insane subplot featuring BoSchitt himself and some random Metro cop from the very first episode, which, might I add, is probably my favorite bit from this entire series. Like, it starts off with the Metro cop discovering the Idiot Box during a house raid. Then it quickly devolves into him stalking and threatening BoSchitt because he was taking too long between episodes, eventually becoming his roommate, which then culminates in him blowing his head off, by accident by the way. But it's okay, cause one quick head surgery via a blender later, BoSchitt has an entirely new face. Yeah, that didn't last long. However, turns out his driver's license still has his new face on it, so now he's been sent to jail. Thankfully, his now Metro cop friend manages to bust him out, though that does mean that they're now running from the police, and Gordon Freeman. and that's where the story ends. You might be thinking, wait, that's where the story ends? Why leave it off on a cliffhanger? No good story ever ends on a cliffhanger. Well, it's hard to believe, but it's true. The last ever episode of the GMod Idiot Box was uploaded 8 years ago, and DasBoSchitt's last ever upload was 6 years ago. Thankfully, it's in these last 2 uploads where we do get some answers for the sudden disappearance. In these videos, DasBoSchitt explains that he acquired a new at-home job as a video editor, and while that's definitely great for him, the unfortunate side effect is that sitting at the same exact computer, working on the same exact program for hours on end has often left him feeling stir-crazy. As such, when it came time for him to work on his own projects, he wouldn't have the motivation. Another problem he had was that most of the ideas he had for the next GMod Idiot Box would just fizzle out, due to them either aging poorly or him not finding them really funny, resulting in them getting scrapped. He also explains the reason why he hasn't been active on Twitter lately, or X if you're cringe, and it mostly comes down to Twitter being a political hellscape, which, hey, I can't really blame him. He ends the second video by saying he does miss doing content for his channel, and while he doesn't promise that he'll have anything out anytime soon, he was gonna try and put something out eventually. That was 6 years ago. Thankfully, we can confirm that he is still active online, as not only does he still post on Twitter, just at a very uncommon rate, but he also occasionally makes an appearance on the podcast Every Frame a Pause, which, side note, I do recommend checking out. It's pretty entertaining. Not only does he appear somewhat regularly on the show, but he also does editing work for them too, and it definitely shows. So we know he's still active and alive, but that leaves us with just one question. Is he done making videos? I seriously doubt it. Again, if we look back at his last 2 uploads, he clearly states that work has been leaving him feeling stir-crazy and that he wants to find a balance between working on his own job and working on his own channel. Judging by how long it's been since the last video, it's safe to say that he still hasn't found a good balance. There's still hope, however. If we look at his Twitter profile, one of his tweets claims that he is gathering resources for a long overdue GMod Idiot Box. Sure, this was posted back in 2019, but it proves that he still wants to make another episode, even if it's taking much longer than usual. And that's where we are currently with DasBoSchitt. It's completely understandable why there was a sudden stop in his content, especially with his newfound editing job. It's always important to pace yourself, otherwise you're gonna suffer from immense burnout. With that being said, I'm not going to rag on DasBoSchitt for taking too long to make episode 16 of the GMod Idiot Box, and I suggest you don't either. I know someone in the comments section is gonna say, hey, there's a fan-made episode 16 that DasBoSchitt gave permission for, what about that? Well, absolutely no disrespect to Crunchy Soap, I think he did an amazing job. It's just not the same. Definitely give his Lost Tapes series a watch if you're itching for more GMod Idiot Box content though. It's currently unknown when DasBoSchitt will return to making content again on YouTube. However, if he does eventually return with another episode of the GMod Idiot Box, I have a simple request for all of you. In whatever means necessary, and to show how much we missed him, I want episode 16 to be his most viewed video ever. Watch it over and over again on loop, have your friends and family watch it. Whatever you want, as long as it's not view botting. I want this shit to have an even bigger viewership than your average BTS concert. Minus the rampant racism, doxing, and constant thirsting for a group that is below mid. For now though, we're just gonna have to patiently wait for DasBoSchitt's return, however long it may take.
Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy?
Jordan Fry, better known as VenturianTale, is a Let's Player that uploads videos on a variety of games, most notably Garry's Mod. He would first start off his channel by mainly uploading Minecraft content, though it wouldn't be long till he switched over to GMod after he noticed that videos on the sandbox game have consistently done very well in views. His content is about what you expect from a 2010s kid-friendly YouTube channel. It's just Jordan and his siblings screaming for about 15 minutes over whatever add-on they had installed that day, whether it's related to Minecraft, Slenderman, or FNAF. Boom, easy views. As mentioned already, Jordan's crew consisted of his 3 siblings, Sierra, Isaac, and Bethany. Keep her in mind. While it's definitely a small crew, it was a lot easier for fans of VenturianTale to connect with them. They've consistently made appearances in many videos, since for the longest time, they've all lived under the same household. In the eyes of many, they were a very close family. Now, the main difference between VenturianTale and the other GMod YouTubers is that Jordan, as well as his siblings, never swear. You might think it's because they wanted to maintain a kid-friendly status, and while that's definitely a factor, I believe there's another alternative reason. We'll get to that eventually. So yeah, the combination of no swearing, the unhinged gameplay, and the near constant uploads would quickly cause Jordan's channel to gain a massive young audience. Over the course of his entire YouTube career, he would gain over 2 million subscribers, with fans eager to watch whatever video came out. As you might know, a young fanbase of his size, one that borderlined on stan culture, automatically equals a very annoying fandom. Occasionally, you would see VenturianTale related uploads on the GMod workshop, and whenever there was a video that featured a certain add-on or map, the comment section would quickly be flooded with fans screeching about it being featured. It was novel at first, but eventually it got really annoying. Regardless, Jordan would continue to upload onto his channel on a regular basis up until June 12th, 2021, his last normal video. From the outside looking in, the stop in content might seem rather sudden, but remember Bethany, one of Jordan's siblings that has regularly made an appearance in his videos? Well, a week later, she would suddenly upload a video on her channel that would catch everyone off guard due to how eye-opening the topic was: the truth about VenturianTale. Now, I'm really gonna be summarizing this video, so if you want to watch it in full, there will be a link in the description below. In this 55-minute video, Bethany goes into detail of her personal life in regards to her family. She grew up in a very, very strict Christian family, and throughout her life, Bethany and her siblings were sheltered from the outside world. The only real friends they had were each other. Because of this, everyone was homeschooled when growing up, and this has led to them being taught extreme Christian ideas, such as resentment towards other religions, being anti-LGBT, and how women were viewed lower than men. Bethany also explains that she faced rampant sexism from her family throughout her life. It was so bad that when she moved out on her own, she had to cover every single mirror in her house due to her being disgusted of herself. It's heavily implied and very likely that Sierra went through the same treatment too, but unlike Bethany, she never did come out with a statement. This all came to a head when Bethany found out that her family had disowned Sierra due to her holding different beliefs that they didn't agree with. Very soon after, when Bethany questioned her brothers about this, as well as expressed her own beliefs, they would also stop talking to her. This included one of the brothers, Isaac, who she described as her closest friend at the time. Essentially, she was also disowned from the family due to her thinking differently from the rest of them. A few days after this video went up, Jordan would upload a now deleted video that simply contained white text on a black background. He would state that a full-on response would not be coming out, claiming that he still loved Bethany and that talking about her personal life wouldn't be appropriate. He would also announce that he would be shutting down his Patreon and stepping away from the channel for a while. He ends the statement by saying he loves his fans and that he hopes to see them again someday. And that was it. That was the last time we'd ever hear from VenturianTale, because from this point forwards, he would go radio silent on every single platform. To this day, no one knows where he went or if he'll ever return. I am conflicted. Like, it's very easy to feel resentment towards Jordan and Isaac in this situation. In fact, in the initial script for this video, I was very critical of them. But after thinking about it for a while, I realized something. They legitimately thought they were doing the right thing. Think about it, both Jordan and Isaac grew up in a family that taught them it's okay to be anti-LGBT. It's okay to be sexist and borderline abusive. It's okay to cut people off in your life if they think differently from you. They weren't allowed to interact with the outside world, and as such, they never questioned these morals. When they cut Bethany and Sierra out of their life, they thought it was normal because that's what their family encouraged. It wouldn't be until Bethany's video where they would finally begin to question the morals they've been taught. I'm not trying to defend their actions, I'm just saying given the household they grew up in, it's easy to see why things turned out the way they did. But see, the reason I'm so conflicted is we don't know Jordan's side of the story. He does acknowledge everything that has happened, but he never went into detail on the whole situation, mainly out of respect for Bethany and her personal life. While I can definitely understand that, it still leaves many questions unanswered. Does he know he's in the wrong? Does he still hold these extreme Christian beliefs? Has he ever apologized to Bethany and Sierra? Unless Jordan ever decides to return, we'll very likely never know. At the very least, Bethany and Sierra are both doing well now, according to their social medias. In fact, Bethany has started an art career on her Twitter account, which I highly recommend checking out. A link to her account will be in the description below, and if you can, be sure to support her on Patreon too. As it stands right now, both Jordan and Isaac have completely disappeared from the internet, but hopefully they're getting the help they need. Out of all the YouTubers here on this list, VenturianTale might be the hardest fall from grace yet, and what we're left with now is a broken family.
What does it mean when it says launch the train?
Similar to another GMod YouTuber here on this list, MsBreezy, formerly known as Cool.3, first started her career by uploading only Minecraft videos, including the oddly successful series called Newbies. Oh, and we can't forget about Like a Block, an absolute banger right here.
Damn it, creeper! Dig deeper! Another zombie! Chase a pig! Rape the pig! What the fuck?
Apparently her channel did pretty well back when she only did Minecraft content. It did so well that she would eventually create her own Minecraft server called Coolland, which was similar to other servers like Hypixel and Mineplex. The server eventually had to shut down around 2014, though I couldn't find a reason why. After a few years of uploading Minecraft content, she would eventually shift gears and start uploading a variety of GMod videos. Content from this point forwards mainly consists of Bree and her friends messing around on a variety of game modes, whether it's Murder, Stop It Slender, or good old Sandbox. However, her main claim to fame in the GMod community would be her Nextbot chase videos. In these videos, Bree and her friends would record themselves running away from either a Sanic Nextbot NPC or the same Nextbot NPC, just with a different PNG. If you're wondering why the GMod workshop was infested with these Nextbots during the early years, these videos are the main reason why. I know they're technically not gone now, thanks to TikTok, but people are now trying to say that these Nextbots are actually scary and that they're the next big horror fad. I'm going to be blunt here, they're not. The initial intention of these PNG next bots were that they were supposed to be stupid silly, not to be taken seriously, and slapping a spooky face over them doesn't automatically make it scary, alright? Okay, rant over. Over the course of a year after she started uploading GMod content, Bree's channel would reach newfound heights as her sub count grew. Her channel was so successful at this point that she would create her own GMod server, which I actually recorded footage of right here. Apologies for the piss poor quality, this was before I understood how to render videos properly. The server was similar to your average dark RP server, except somehow more chaotic. Like, it had all the structure of your typical dark RP, but somehow it didn't. I'll be honest, I never really understood it. It did give me this one funny clip though, and no, I will not tell you the context behind it.
Can I order your freshest bleach?
This server also had to shut down eventually, though this time it was due to disagreements between Bree and the people running it. Despite all that, Breezy would continue to upload semi-regularly on her channel, but gradually, she'd upload less and less videos each year. Nowadays, you can't even find her channel anymore. Before we get into why, we gotta address two things about her that you might have now noticed. One, she's a fan of the TV show My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic.
You not know that sucking my dick is a serious offense? Fuck you!
And two, she's transgender, male to female. Now, if you didn't react negatively to either of those little fun facts about her, then congrats, you're normal. If you reacted to her being a fan of MLP, well, I can sort of see why. I mean, Bree herself even acknowledged the cringe aspects of bronies, but beyond that, who cares? If you reacted to her being trans though, then we have a problem. However, many people that watched her, newcomers or old fans, have not realized that she was transgender until she already transitioned. This was especially problematic for those who remember her as Cool Dud 3. From what I can tell, there was no official coming out video or Twitter post, so many viewers were just left to guess on their own. The hints to her being trans were there though, and when people realized, the overall reaction was split. Many people did support her, including me when I found out, but unfortunately, there was also a sizable audience that were hating on her because she was trans. Also unfortunately, the year her channel peaked was in 2016. You know, the year where we had SJWs getting own compilations, Leafy is here, and some election that was happening, but honestly, I don't care. The fact is, 2016 was one of the more recent years where the anti-trans sentiment was at an all-time high, and Bree definitely noticed. Now, the unnecessary hate she got kept her away from her channel, slowing her upload schedule, but it wasn't a major factor for why she stopped uploading on YouTube. What was a major factor, though, was YouTube itself. See, the peak of her channel was also when the adpocalypse happened, and it was hit hard. Every single video, and I mean every single video that she would upload would get hit with that dreaded yellow $sign, even if the video had no swearing or hell, even no commentary. Her disdain towards the site was made clear in multiple videos, with her saying that YouTube wasn't fun for her anymore and that she was losing motivation for her channel. This all resulted in a upload of what was supposed to be her last video, where she announced that she was done with YouTube. She held massive resentment towards the platform after having her videos get consistently demonetized and just hated uploading now. For a little while, it seemed like that was the end of MsBreezy. Eventually though, she would return and attempt to do content again, but she then started having problems of videos not doing well in views, either because of people getting tired of GMod or YouTube being YouTube. Still, she would continue giving YouTube another shot, trying to make it work, up until last year where she would suddenly stop uploading once again. though she would still do the occasional YouTube livestream from time to time. We do get a reason for why there was a sudden pause in uploads in one of these live streams, and it's a relatively simple one. She's just been more focused on real life, more specifically, college and maintaining a job to pay off student debt. We've all been there. If she simply stopped uploading and only did live streams, that's where the story would have ended, but of course, more drama had to happen. For a few months during her hiatus from YouTube, Bree worked as an editor for the YouTube channel Papa Meat, and apparently it paid pretty well. However, at some point, she was fired, which definitely sucks, but Bree was so upset by this that she did a livestream to vent her frustrations. In this livestream, she explains that she felt pressure to finish videos before a deadline, all while she had to balance school as well as other personal issues. As such, there were a couple of instances where she was close to or even missed deadlines due to situations outside of her control. She also alleges that despite making quite a bit of money, she was actually being underpaid, especially since the few videos she edited did very well in views. She also makes some very outlandish claims, such as her saying she's been abused, or her saying the severance package she received was actually hush money. Yeah, this whole live stream was kind of messy, and most of her grievances can just be explained away by her not being communicative. Very soon after, drama YouTubers such as Turkey Tom, Sensitive Society, and Oompaville all caught wind of this livestream, resulting in videos coming out that were very critical of her. To give credit to Bree though, she would release a response video and follow-up stream clarifying some details, as well as admit where she was in the wrong. Though that didn't stop the influx of hate comments that flooded her comment section, most of which being transphobic. Evidently, this was too much for Bree, as on January 8th, she would suddenly delete her channel. Hundreds of videos gone just like that. On her Instagram page, she would leave this statement: "I just deleted my channel. I just don't have the capacity to deal with all this drama. I don't have the time in my life to respond to every nitpick of how much of a fuck up I am. I'm just far too busy and all this hate is killing me. I know it's my fault, I'm not denying that, but I'm done. I'm gone forever. I'm sorry I wasn't mature enough to handle having a viewer base. Take care, everyone." She would also post a now deleted Instagram message that was more concerning. Maybe the trillions of comments saying that like me don't deserve to live are onto something. Thankfully, it's later confirmed that she's okay, and a few weeks later, she would once again start posting on her Instagram. On her first post back, she explains that there is no ill will between her and the Papa Meat crew, saying that they were understanding of her shortcomings and that they forgave her. While this is the good ending in regards to the Papa Meat drama, Bree also reveals that she won't be coming back to YouTube. "I do not regret deleting my channel. That chapter has ended. The last few years, anything YouTube related had tormented me mentally. The hate regarding my identity had skyrocketed. I was just done. Personally, I don't agree with deleting an entire channel, especially when said channel contains a decade's worth of content, but I get it. Even though I'm a cringe cisgender man, having people harass you for being trans can be mentally taxing for anyone, and Bree had to endure that for around 9 years. It's really shitty, and I understand Bree wanting to leave YouTube because of it. I just wish it didn't involve nuking an entire channel. MsBreezy is one of those channels that started with very hopeful beginnings. The hopes and dreams of becoming big on the internet, and she got really close. But the combination of transphobic comments and YouTube literally screwing her over definitely ruined her outlook on becoming a full-time YouTuber. The drama between her and Papa Meat and the hate that followed after it was what finally pushed her over the edge on leaving for good. The MsBreezy channel might never make a return, but I hope she's doing well now.
Gordon Freeman looked up and said, "No!"
While I have managed to find a satisfying answer for every YouTuber that had been missing, this last one, I'm kind of stumped. ICTON, run by a guy named David, is known for making a variety of GMod machinimas, as well as some really well-made SFM animations. He would start his YouTube channel off by uploading random gameplay videos, but eventually, he would upload his first big video, called Idiots of Garry's Mod. Yeah, I've covered 2 YouTubers now that both had a Gmod series with Idiot in the title, and both of them are just a series of skits. Insert Doofenshmirtz quote here. Though, unlike the Gmod Idiot box, you can tell the Idiots of Garry's Mod was made solely because a group of friends were just messing around one day. And good lord does it just ooze 2000s energy. Obviously, our brains have evolved to a point where we find stuff like this hilarious, but back in 2007, this was peak humor. My brain rot was better than yours, okay? While the Idiots of Garry's Mod is fun and all, that's not the only thing that ICTON is known for. You all might know the channel for what could be considered the most iconic Gmod machinima ever.
Half-Life, full of life, consequences.
That's right, this was the channel where we officially got the most popular Half-Life character, John Freeman, who is Gordon Freeman's brother. If you want to pinpoint the moment where Male 07 started to become famous, it would be this video right here. You want to know the best part though? This all started because of a fanfic. Yeah, the video is actually an adaptation of a fanfic made by Squirrel King, which was published a year and a half before ICTON took it and made a machinima based on it. Squirrel King doesn't speak English, so it makes sense on why we got sentences like "the pants were dead." Regardless, this would end up becoming a 4-part series on ICTON's channel, with it ending on John Freeman's death, being the savior of humans. Truly, the story of all time. The rest of ICTON's videos would contain more machinimas, Gmod improv, and SFM animations, with the most popular one having 13 million views. However, after one last video of David and his friends doing improv on Gmod, he would suddenly stop uploading on the channel. The last video ever was 7 years ago, and unlike the other Gmod YouTubers, I don't have a concrete reason as to why David stopped uploading. Every single social media tied to his name has been inactive, with only one exception, his Twitter account. His last post ever was in 2020, but looking at his likes page, you can see that he is still liking other people's tweets. So he's definitely still around, he just doesn't post on his channel anymore. The closest I got to a reason why is these Steam posts right here, so take it with a grain of salt. David would stop uploading content on his main YouTube channel around 2016 as he was getting tired of Gmod at this point. He begun to put more focus on a side channel called Workberg, now known as ICTON 2, where he would upload vlogs of his day-to-day life. However, due to constant harassment from fans asking him to upload again on his main YouTube channel, he would give up on this endeavor and delete every single vlog video. To this day, all of the 86 videos from this era are now lost. His close friends would also know that during his pause on YouTube between 2016 and 2020, he would put more focus on improving his skills on becoming a 3D animator / artist. His patience learning definitely paid off though, as he managed to grab a job at a movie industry team. I couldn't find which one it was though. He did actually plan on returning to his main channel after this hiatus, but due to people whining constantly, he would eventually give up on it, leaving it inactive. Nowadays, he is more focused on his full-time job, and apparently, he has no plans on ever returning to his main YouTube channel. I could definitely be missing something here, so if I receive any more info on what exactly happened to ICTON, I'll put out an update in the comment section below. It seems like David is done with YouTube for good, which is a shame, but judging by why he quit, I don't blame him. Trying to do something new and then having people harass you for not uploading the content they expect out of you is really demotivating, and I can see why David would quit YouTube because of that. I don't know if ICTON will ever become active again. If it does, great. If not, then again, I don't really blame David, and I only wish him the best on his future endeavors. So those are 4 GMod YouTubers that have been missing in action, and hopefully I've managed to answer the burning question on why they've been gone. Of course, all of this is subject to change. Like, just because DasBoSchitt has been gone for a while doesn't mean he's gone permanently. He could very well upload the next GMod Idiot Box a month after this video goes up, which I doubt will happen, but if he did, that'll quickly make this video somewhat outdated, but at least I talked about why he was gone, right? Also, I'm well aware that there are other GMod YouTubers out there that have stopped uploading, so who knows, maybe I'll do a second part to this video. If you want a YouTuber that never stops uploading though, then hit that subscribe button, it really means a lot. Anyways, thank you all for watching. This was an interesting topic to research, and I hope you all found it interesting as well. I hope you're all doing well, take care, and as always, I will see you guys next time.